Have you ever wondered what happens when your childhood race car dream comes across your Can-Am Ryker? When I was a child, I was obsessed with Golf race cars. Just the really cool color combinations of the baby blue with the orange stripe down the center and all of the sponsors all over. To me, they just look freaking awesome. In this episode, I'm gonna take you through the entire process, from sketch work to concepts, from painting my panels, creating the graphics and decals that go on them, all the way to the final build. If you're excited to see the final results, then keep watching as I transform my Can-Am Ryker into a living Golf legend. Some of you may have seen the theme that I like to call the Silver Bullet. Now, the Silver Bullet was a very awesome theme. I actually quite enjoyed it, but there were a couple of things that I did wrong when I was getting that theme put together. For example, I used matte finish, kind of a metallic paint. And for some reason, that kind of paint, just when it dried on the plastic panels, it did not adhere very well to the plastic panels themselves. Not that it was peeling off, for example, but the minute you would rub your hand over the panel, you could look at your hand and you would actually see almost like Silver Surfer on your hand, right? And for me, that just kind of caused a lot of issues. The decals, for example, would be coming off. So every day before a ride, it almost became like a ritual. I would have to go around the bike, examine all of the different decals and all the different graphics and stickers that I had in place, just to make sure that it was sticking right, or if the edges were peeling, I would push them down. And it almost felt like I was in this constant loop of almost like going to prom night, wearing a nice tuxedo, but having a pimple right here. So even though you couldn't really see it from a distance, or even walking up close to the bike, I knew that it was there, so it bothered me so much. So I took this opportunity to go ahead and start a new theme, and of course, I figured I'd go ahead and introduce the Golf race-inspired theme. Now, before I start any project, whether it be a theme for a bike or anything creatively, I like to do a little bit of research. Usually where I start my research is by going online or looking through some old magazines or posters or whatever I can get my hands on about the subject that I'm trying to understand. Needless to say, the internet has so many opportunities to be able to look at so many images of what the Golf racing team has done in the past. So what I like to do is put together a little bit of a mood board. I would take note of these proportions of the stripes to the sponsorship graphics and all the little details that make their themes pop. Now, once I get some of this understanding, I'm ready to go ahead and break some paper out and start sketching. Once I start sketching, I like to explore some of the thoughts and some of the ideas that I have conceptually and put it down on paper. For me, it's one of those things where it's like measure twice, cut once. I do that in the form of sketch. I'm gonna use these sketches as a blueprint for how I will approach the panels after the fact. I try to sketch in and understand the different formations that are happening with each panel so that I can be mindful of where to put these graphics and try to get an idea of how they will wrap around those surfaces. After a bunch of iterations of sketches, once I finally narrow down a theme or a sketch that I feel captures exactly what I'm going for, then I try to make it holistic. And what I mean by that is I try to make sure that I capture that same aesthetic in all the panels that I know I'm going to be editing. Now it's on to prepping the panels and painting them. For me, the base panels being painted is just like a canvas. And then I go ahead and think about the graphic elements and all of the different decals, almost like the brushstrokes in a painting. If the foundation is right, then everything will work out great. Now, because I'm starting from a previously painted panel that I had already prepped before, I don't have a lot of that footage here, but please let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. Maybe in my next theme, I can start from a brand new, fresh panel set. These panels were previously prepped, so all I really had to deal with was the little bit of soot and gunk of the glue from the previous decal set that I had placed on the panels themselves. And I went the route of just sanding these elements away because at the same time, it allowed for me to level out all of the surfaces and also give the entire panel one last sand down and smooth out the whole surface for my next paint job. One of the things you might notice is that I keep rubbing the panels with my bare hands. I tend to be very hands-on, but at the same time, the reason why I do this is because I can feel for any imperfections or texture that my eye cannot see. So right after sanding each panel, what I like to do is I like to clean it very well with rubbing alcohol and a microfiber towel. This way I can take my panel somewhere that has good lighting and I can take a look at it and at the same time also feel for any of those imperfections. Because I wear glasses, so I can't really count on my eyes completely to make sure that everything's smooth, set, and ready to go. Now, paint is something that actually makes a lot of people feel pretty timid. And to be honest with you, it's just paint. Worst case scenarios, you let it dry, you resand it, re-prep the panel one more time, and you try again. And you can do this as many times as you want. So when you're gonna start painting the panels, I highly recommend two things. The first one is take a deep breath and relax. Take your time. The second one is I like to spray from left to right, right to left in a sweeping motion. And as I sweep back and forth, I make sure that I layer each pass slightly above the one before. That way you build a nice consistency as you build on the paint. Oh, one important thing, and I can't stress this enough. The first pass of paint is not your last pass of paint. Do not, and I repeat, do not try to get your full paint in one go. It's just asking for trouble. What I usually do is I know for a fact I'm gonna do anywhere between 2 and 3 passes. The first pass is almost like a light pass. I tend to move fairly quickly as I'm sweeping left to right, consistently but fairly quickly, and I try to cover the whole panel itself with paint, but not really thick and not slopping on the paint a lot. You wanna make sure that you avoid any of the paint drips or unwanted textures. Once I lay my first coat of paint down, I carefully remove the panel from the area that I'm painting because I don't have a full paint booth. It's just a guy in a garage. And I put it somewhere where I know it's not gonna get messed up with any debris or no one's gonna be bothering it. Once I'm done with the first coat, I really take my time per panel. Sometimes I'll actually block out at least 3 to 4 hours if I'm gonna do multiple panels, just because I want to avoid moving the panels back and forth in between dry time. Some tips too is I try to make sure that when I spray, I'm at the same equal distance from the panel at all times. So if you can imagine the contour of the shape of that panel, I try to keep my paint gun or my spray paint can at the same angle as I move over that surface. And at the end of the day, just do your best. Like I said, worst case scenario, you can start the process all over again. Just make sure you give the panel enough time to dry and cure properly. If you're happy with the way the painted panels turned out, then the canvas is ready to go and just ready for some graphics. Now, I have a Cricut machine, and this is where I cut most of my graphics. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that shows you how to use this machine. It's quite handy, and honestly, I've had it for several years, and I've used it on so many projects. It is such a handy tool to have in the house. So usually I'll measure some of the areas, referencing my sketch work, on where I need the different graphics or the different stripes, or just in general, the different elements, so I have a better idea of how to gauge the size, width, and dimensions before I start to cut graphics. As far as the vinyl that I use, I tend to use all kinds of vinyl. I really prefer the 3M or this other one I believe is called Vivid. But anyways, I'll make sure that I put the link in the description of all of the different vinyl wraps that I use, which tend to work very well. So for the golf theme, blue was the base. So all I really needed to work on were just the black, whether I have the black as the base for the orange accents, or in some areas, I decided to go without the black behind it. I felt like the mixture of both would actually make it look pretty cool. I would give it some depth. For the main stripe, what I ended up doing was doing a shape where it opens up towards the top and the bottom of the hood. This gave it a nice little element of surprise than just a straight stripe. So I started with a matte black vinyl, and then what I did is that I offsetted the orange in the center of it, slightly off scale a little bit to give it some taper and some movement. Now, one thing that I also tend to do is make sure that I treat the area around the emblem of the hood and make sure that I give myself enough space to put any type of emblem and make it look intentional. Now, one of the biggest challenges for me during this process was creating the Gulf logo itself. I had to do my own decal, and I had to layer the different colors and stack them up to make one graphic. This was very tedious and took a lot of pre-planning. But after a few tries, I got it down and even simplified the process for myself. One thing that I did that was very useful is on the base layer, for example, I put a little square on the 4 corners. That way, the next layer of vinyl that I would use, I would make sure that in the design of that vinyl, I would add another square that would fit perfectly right next to the previous square to help me line up the different graphics to sit right within one another. So I ended up doing a series of 4 different Gulf logos, 2 that were the same size that I would use on the left and the right side of the side fairing, 1 large one that I would use on the front of the hood, another large one that I would use in the cowl. Now for the sponsorships, I'm not actually sponsored by anyone, but I thought it'd be really cool for me to put logos of the products and the devices that I use and I actually stand behind because I enjoy them. Some of them include DJI, Insta360, and of course, Can-Am. Now, to me, a theme is not complete unless you have a matching helmet. Usually, I tend to stick with helmets that are either all black, in my case, it's fully carbon fiber, or all white. And this is intentional because it makes it very easy for me to actually apply graphics and make the helmet look totally different between themes and better match the theme that I'm writing. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video about my helmets and how I actually think about applying graphics to them. When designing graphics for the helmet, I tend to treat it just like I do the different panels on the motorcycle. I'm mindful of the different shapes that are naturally on the helmet itself, and I try to design the graphic elements to play well with those shapes and forms. I tend to think about the forms that are naturally on the product all the time. If you design the graphic elements to play well with the forms that are there, your theme will look like it was naturally designed that way. Now that the panels and the helmet have all the graphics, it's ready for the final part, putting it all together and admiring the art. I am so excited with the way it turned out. It looks pretty custom, but at the same time, it looks super intentional, almost like it came from the factory this way. The graphics aren't too crazy loud and not overstated. So what do you think? Do you think this actually captured the Gulf racing heritage? Let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what I could have done a little different. I love being inspired, just like I like to inspire. Until the next one, create, ride, inspire. Ride safe, everyone. Peace.